What's up, people? Pacebreaker here, and welcome back to Warframe Weekends. And when we did our stream, we did Octavia's Anthem, the new Warframe quest for Update 20. Well, in the intervening time since, I have gone on to farm and build Octavia. So, Warframe is now ready. She's been ready for about an hour now, but I was over there having lunch and checking out some anime abandoned. Might as well claim this too while we're at it. Because the Tenora research was also done, and fortunately the gun only takes 12 hours to build, so bam. Both of them were ready around the same time. So, now we've got ourselves Octavia. Beautiful. And of course we're going to pawn our Tenora. Although, yeah, the rotating chamber makes no sense when you consider the fact that, well, the rotating barrel makes no sense when you consider that there's only like one chamber on it. Okay, so, of course, then if you don't really like the drum major helmet, then, well, yeah, then this will make her look more like your traditional bard. Alright, and it's got like a little step sequencer piano roll ring. Nice. Of course, there aren't any other skins. Now, we could go for Maison Noble. I'm going to go with her defaults because why the heck not? That's going to get old fast, but still. And then, of course, we'll deck her out and other stuff later. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and color this frame. The entire stream is going to be just Octavia. So we're going to be talking about her, and we're going to be trying to build her up. We're also going to go and get her infected with the helmet virus because, well, shit, more than likely that's going to end up happening. So let's see, we're going to go black. You know, typical for me. We're going to go black, and then we're going to do some other things. She doesn't have that kind of tint, so it's not going to come off like that. But, just having like the black plume is not really awesome. So we're going to go like that green. Okay, everything's too quiet. I usually have like music or a podcast going while I'm playing, so yeah, now I'm a little thrown off. Although she does have these like prosthetic legs almost. So odd. But knowing what we know about the Warframes at this point, yeah. So I don't want her to be completely like small. I mean, well, not small, mono. Like just the one up a bit. So what's the complementary color for I just had a realization. Because I was wondering why her helmet looks so familiar. I can make her look like Kamen Rider Den-O. You don't see if I have the biggest stupid grin on my face. She does have that look. It's messed up. So, I think for like an accent, we'll go with, because it was going to be like, this golden yellow. Yeah. And then of course silver will work. But I think we'll go with a proper accent color, you know, a complementary color. So could have went with pink, could have went with purple, and honestly I do like the combination of green and purple more than I would green and red. But red is its complementary color. I also need to turn the volume up because I'm about to start doing shit with the Manticore. And of course we'll copy default colors. And this red is going to turn gold for the Tenora, which we're also going to try and put some work in. we're probably going to keep the energy color bright for this one. But because Octavia's energy is all over the place and you can visibly see it, I want to reduce eye strain, not just for me, but everybody that I play with. So we're going with the darker color. It's kind of like dealing with Frost and Snow Globe back in the day. I mean, shoot, still kind of is. So then, if anything, we'll go. Honestly, green is a little too much. Granted, we could also do this and make it more subdued. And there we go. That's what this looks like. And of course, we're going to potato this. We're also going to potato Octavia. So, catalyst installed. And yeah, this thing is going to be built for crits. So, we're going to start off with our staples: serration, heavy, not heavy caliber, split chamber. Then we're going to go and put on. It didn't say anything about a punch through stat being listed, did it? That sucks. Yeah, kind of want to get that put on here then, so you can actually see. And damn it, Octavia, really? It's in the way. You're already starting off wrong. Already. Now, where is point strike? And where is... Oh, can't fit anything else on there. I can slap one of the dual stat mods on instead. Or I could also just put on like Argon Scope or blade rounds. Especially since, well, I can't hit for shit, but you know, like later on, as you're firing the thing, it's going to get more accurate. So Argon Scope would be beneficial. It's the exact opposite of, say, the Gorgon or the Supra. You start firing a full spool, you can actually control it much better. So that'll be cool. So we'll put like, I don't know, maybe 5 formers into this. The frame herself, we're still working on here, but we're going to start out by putting a potato in. Okay, and then we're going to start to mod her a bit. So, so she already has like 2 dashes. Good. So I can start with Prime Flow and maybe something else. Probably not Streamline, because we're not really going to be doing too much in terms of like cutting down her efficiency. The passive is already going to kind of make up for it, and my focus is definitely going to make up for it. Could try to do a little bit of a survival build, just a little bit, just to get us started. And of course, I could probably toss in quick thinking if I wanted to, but I'm not. Constitution to kind of help with the duration, continuity to help with the duration. And then of course, where is my stretch? Stretch and overextended, definitely. But I'm probably only going to... No, I think I'll actually be able to fit both of those on. So here goes stretch, and overextended I think is like 10. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so then we'll just pop these up here for convenience. And there you go. That's most of her build done. Like, based on her abilities, to try and like get those cranked up and have them last for as much time as we need. Unfortunately, the damage multiplier is affected by power strength, and with our strength down so low, it's not going to crank up as much. But that's the beauty of having alt builds. So I'm going to try and turn our volume up so I can be able to hear what I'm about to do, because now we're going to spend a little time on the Manticore itself. So I think maybe turn this up. I probably should turn out the master volume while I'm at it, but I'm stupid. I'm probably going to end up changing our colors up later. It's the beauty of all this. Okay. I'm dumb. I'm really dumb. Crap, even more dumb. One sec. Parents. Mandicord. Now, let's play. Okay, so now we can go in here and adjust some things as needed. And of course, just in case you didn't know, yeah, you can share your compositions by trading with other players or using your song title in brackets in chat. So, okay, so we get the cursor. Good. Let's see, focus menu. Okay. What I want to do is create a new song. So what we'll do is we'll clear notes and we'll come up with something brand new. This is going to be ridiculous. Okay, so clear notes. What is that? Song. Let's see, load. And now we've got this. So I think what we'll do is we'll clear all this out. This is gonna be like ridiculous. So clear all the notes out. Save this as let's call this experiment for now. Okay. So then what we're going to do is we're not going to loop in full. We're going to do like the first bar and we'll go from there. Alright. So this is going to be our all truck instruments for right now. And this is only the first bar. So as you can also see, each of these sections are going to be relegated to a specific power. Here I am talking like I know what I'm talking about. I only know the basics. So let's see. Alright. Let's take off pause. And then we're going to build off of that. If anything, we'll build these in later, but right now I'm trying to build up a section. So play. That's going to get annoying as hell. Just seriously. So, what we'll do is we'll build into this. So the snares will come in after. Snares will come in on bar 2. And then we'll like build into it because I want like the first bar to be more like an intro and then the second bar to be like the next. So you want to switch, then go to focus, and then bam, and then go back into focus Mandicord and same thing. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go back. We're going to go back to bar 1. We're going to copy the notes from bar 1 to bar 2 section. Only the percussion. Copy. Add notes. And there you go. Nice! This is pretty much actually how I compose music for real. So, I like that. Oh, cool. You can actually move up and down in the Mandicord with the right stick. Nice. Okay, so let's play. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back into the manual code and we're gonna take these simple bits out. Yeah. I would actually make my own theme here, but at the time I don't have my own theme fully written yet. Okay, so we're gonna go back in and we're gonna take these out. Now, if you want, you can actually have the manicoid still playing while you're building into it. But for me, I'm actually going to fiddle around. Go. Not bad. Um, let's see if we take this out and yeah, I kind of like it the other way. And then of course there's this where we can actually leave the last note out. I kind of like it the way that it was, so we're gonna leave that alone. And we're basically going to copy out this and then we're going to build into the actual music portion. So there's our intro. It's a 2-bar intro and you only get 4 bars to work with. Everything is at a fixed beats per minute, 120, which is standard, and I believe this is D minor pentatonic. So if you want to do like some bluesy stuff, then you could, because well, blues definitely builds off of the pentatonic scale. Uh, that means also some hard rock stuff as well. So let's go on ahead, focus, go back to bar 3, and what we'll do is we'll copy from bar 2. Bar 2 to bar 3, and what we'll do is we'll add notes. On the percussion, confirm, bam, and that ends up here. And basically you can probably just sit in the MADI code and just build and just keep doing it. So alright, so let's see what we got. What do we have? 6 notes here. Ooh, I just got an idea for the last 6 notes here. Okay. Take that off. Play it. And then of course the power that will activate on metronome will be so then I feel like what I ought to do for this is be incredibly man, that is really awkward looking. So then we'll go back and we'll play it. Yeah, that's gonna be real annoying. And I don't want it to be annoying. So yeah, that's not going to be the entire stream, but it is going to be me trying to come up with a basic song. Well, I wouldn't call it a basic song. I mean, shit, just this in and of itself is a little intricate. Actually, let's dip these out. So play that back. Yeah, no. Like, every few is going to be, yeah. Now, that's the other thing. You can take full advantage and build through all 4 bars in order to make it sound more consistent instead of just whatever little bits and pieces that you're doing here. So, yeah. Now, of course, you can also play notes together. So I would like for it to roll back, but I got the feeling that, yeah, let's see. Ah. Let's see. I'm still getting used to the Manticore itself, so yeah, that'll be fun. Huh. You know what? I just now realized. Yep. So then. Mm-hmm. I don't know, I had like some weird ass idea in my head. Not to mention, let's actually go back in. Let's change this. So. Okay. And now we can go in here with the dial pack. Yeah, because you can actually mix and match these however you want. Mm-hmm. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. It's set to 4 times. I forgot to mention that. So, yeah. So 4, 4. So you should have, what, 16? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hmm. Yeah, this is going to be something that I'm really going to mess around with in my own time. Because there's a lot of covers for this stuff already. I'm not kidding. Huh. So for the fact that the tempo is something I have to build around, and that's kind of annoying. Honestly, right now, I'm not really feeling as inspired, so I'm not going to be able to create something wonderful right off the bat. So it's probably going to be like tracks that I'll end up doing later on down the road, and you guys will be able to hear them. They'll probably get featured. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still trying to feel all this out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in with like the default song, and leave it at that because for right now this song is not the one. So what we'll do is we'll load the default one. So what I want to do is then of course you can also hear the instrument packs themselves. Now play it. Not bad. Now play it back. Yeah, the original is gonna fit better there. Alright, and that's going to play while we take her out. So, we're going to play around with Octavia. We're going to take her out there in the field and we're going to see what she can do. Well, of course, we're also going to be using our Tenora, and we're also going to be bringing in our tear shit up weapons, just in case. So, my stilettos, although I could actually bring in her Pandero and just go the whole nine, like I bought the pack or something. Alright, hang on one little second. Manticore, let's see. Now, these are all still going to look like that, but I'm pretty sure it'll probably look a little different. Let's see. Regalia. We can also put on some things. So I'd like to put on like a little emblem. So, if anything, we'll probably wear Cephalon's suitors, because, well, why not? And of course, I would like to also wear this, so I'll probably put this on in front. We'll put on Cephalon's suitors tag in the back. Ugh. And now it just made it a whole lot harder to actually try and color this frame. So, if anything, we'll leave it black and just let the energy resonate. And now you see why music composition has taken so long as well. I don't know. It comes and goes. When inspiration hits you, you grab hold of it and you run with it. Another thing we can do is actually go with the y-axis offset and kind of bring this down. Actually reduce its height. Make it look a little more like a print. Reduce the width. Or, you know, we could just go ahead and just push it back up. Just have it like tagged on here. You won't be able to see it because of what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a sign down there and it's going to throw everything off.
Tenno, a new alert has begun. It will be marked on navigation.
Okay. And of course, your Manticore stuff is also going to end up being kind of soft. Then, of course, I can go in there and turn it down and turn it up. And that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to kind of try and turn the music down once we go into, like PvE. Because I kind of want to do stuff solo for a little bit. Once we could like Suda Sayadana, just to kind of fit with our little laser show. That's the thing, you can barely even see like the disc on me. Ah, thank you. Honestly, she's already kind of busy, so I don't want to put too much on. I'm going to try and do a little something special for 2,000 subs. It's not going to be anything. It's not going to be directly game related, if anything. Let's make her even more busy. Oh no, this isn't a fashion frame tutorial. This is basically just me messing around trying to figure things out here. Yeah, we're good. That cyanoid cyanide can also easily be replaced with this one. Make it look even more awesome. Alright, well, that's enough of that. Time to go out in the world and do some damage. Got my charger with me, so that'll be kind of fun. She'll probably kill more things than I will. Okay. So, we're going to set this to friends only. Then we're going to head out. So, we're going to go to, say... I'm considering going to the void, but I don't know. So we'll go to Tesha, and we'll kind of start here. Now, something not too difficult to kind of get a feel for the Warframe, because she only has her basic abilities.
You aren't the first ones here. I'm detecting multiple enemy signatures, and they're all under the control of the tower. Eliminate the threat.
Alright.
Come on.
Okay. And now the in-game music is actually way bigger. Way louder, sorry. Alright, so, Mallet. Then they're stupid enough to attack it.
Should have known better than to walk into an Oregon tower.
And you see why I changed my energy color and all? Yeah. Okay, I'm liking this gun already. Like I said, the Super is one of my go-to weapons. Especially since they buffed it. Oh, you want to go too, huh? Okay. Unfortunately, Octavia, I'm sorry, has 125 armor to start. What I'll do is go back so I can turn the volume down. So, I think I'll do that. Because everything is so much louder. I turn the master volume up, I turn everything up. So, you guys probably can't hear me now. So, 1 second, excuse me while I try and turn everything back down.
Warframe is strong.
Let's see. I think that should be better, I'm sorry. But your sound, your Manticore is kind of low. Just a little bit. He really had no clue. So let's offer a DOT while they're in here. 14 seconds. It's gonna go up even more the more I level, obviously. I've been waiting on using this frame. Shame I didn't have her when the when the XP boost was out. Who knows? Maybe I'll end up getting one through the sortie or as like my login for today. I'm also going to end up getting on Skyforge, so I might end up streaming that. I don't know. There's not really much for me to do while I'm still kind of struggling to get my levels up. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I need to reach out and get a little bit of help because some of this stuff is like beyond what I can do. I got a new class yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before, but yeah, don't really mean much. Right, I don't have metronome up. Then that sucks. You only get one mallet. Maybe there's going to be an augment where we can actually have more than one. I don't know. It depends on the design council. Shoot, for what it's worth, I might end up just copying the drums from that because that actually sounds pretty good, especially with the drums. How'd you get up there? Oh, come on. Then of course she's got her idol. Her idol animations were located by DE Danielle, one of our community moderators. So as soon as I kill somebody, there we go. Pop this down. Really blight. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna get old fast. Yeah. I appreciate that that the charger still has its own sounds. It moves like a Kubro. It almost even looks like one, but it definitely ain't one. Really? So then, of course, with the longer duration, it means that you can actually play the full loop. And you're not going to have access to the full song until, well, you've gained all of your abilities. Well, maybe not all of your abilities, but, you know, most of them. So we're close to getting Resonator. I can't help but think of 5Ds every time. Would be cool if I could have something that was like silence, but it's more music based. So instead, I end up deafening everybody with like a whole bunch of wubs. And then because it works like Loki's decoy and distracts everybody, they end up attacking it, thus building up damage against themselves. I wanted Oberon to have an ability that was similar to that, like say renewal. You know, like that would have been interesting. Like renewal ends up being like Yamesha's ability, converting damage into energy and doing some really cool stuff with that. But so far from what they showed from the work in progress, I'm kind of fine with it. I'm liking what we're getting. Although there are some people that aren't very happy with it. And I can see why, but at the same time, for what it's worth, yeah.
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
I'd like to call this the 10 version of the Gorgon, even though I know full well it isn't. Go, Blake. Come on, we gotta go. Ow, Mr. Shotgun wielding man. And then I'm going to take her up to, I'm going to take her to my level up spot and get her leveled, and we'll be good. In fact, let's actually go full spool for once. Oh god, it's almost like using a helicopter gun. And now she's at level 3, and now we get metronome. I mean, resonator. Shit, I just said it. Look, aw, it's adorable. Although, why does it have to like roller, like a Grenier roller, anyway? And then it just goes and picks it up. Kind of also ruining the whole point because then it'll come back to me. Yeah, that's interesting. I like it. I mean, other than the fact that it does kind of end up messing up the initial point of what the heck, like, Mallet is supposed to do. Then Amp is also going to benefit Mallet. So then there's that. So they tried to give some synergy here, but it's still not quite where it needs to be. I don't know. I mean, that and of course the visuals on her deployables are kind of, oh no, failed to load in. There we go. So if anything, I might end up changing her energy color to like my emerald green, like I normally have it. But I kind of like more subdued colors, so I don't like blind people. So there we go. Shouldn't look too bad. Of course, the other thing I can do is actually make this black. Like I kind of wanted to do it first. There we go. Now the other thing I can do is actually just make this green, but then there we go again doing things mono. And yeah, that's all well and good, but I kind of would prefer that she not just be like one solid color. So having the red accents, well, even though it's not really there, that's her tertiary, as opposed to here on actual accents. That's making that red and then turning these to green. And yeah, like I said, then I end up looking like Dead-O, and it feels kind of weird doing it that way. But this, yeah. I don't know, whatever. It's just me. But while we're here, see, I would prefer if it was kind of more like how some other people were describing it. Like if it was kind of like that little wispy thing that you got in the first mission of the quest. I will agree that actually would look kind of cooler. So what we're going to do, focus on the menu, and we're actually going to turn the volumes down. In fact, let's scroll all the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Well, so we're basically going to take it down to about that much so it's not too overwhelming. Because I am actually going to be going into a public game, and I don't want to piss people off. Granted, I'm going to piss people off anyway. So, there we go. I'm probably gonna switch over to the Atomos. Make sure that we are on one of my decent builds here. Radiation. Yeah. Dual combat also on viral radiation, so I think what I'll do is I'll swap these. Here we go. Blast and corrosive. We're gonna swap out Blight for Helios Prime with its deconstructor. And we're good. Oh wait, I'm still holding on to one of these, aren't I? Let's see what we're gonna switch. What we're gonna switch this for? Yeah, let's spawn the glyph prism just cause. Okay, now let's go back out there and do some stupid stuff. And yes, I still have the Christmas decoration. Why not? Okay, Sedna, Hydron. I'll make this public. This is my primary farm spot for like farming keys, gain levels, grinding focus. Now, let's see how many people we can piss off unintentionally. And then after I'm done with all of this craziness, then I'll try and get back to working on things for new videos. I wanted to try and upgrade my rig, but that's kind of getting put off because I wanted to get like a stronger computer and like uh, the actual software that I wanted to use and all that. So we got Nova, Loki, Nyx, yeah. Alright. Bring them on. 3, 2, 1. I was about to start trying to fire on beat like an idiot, and I don't need to. I don't have the ability yet. Now I do. Let's fire it up. Yeah, that does seem very busy. Then, of course, deploying her 1, her 2, and her 3 give you the full song, while the 4th ability amps up everything. Interesting how the main music of the game is like lowered. This way you can actually play your song. Now, having the ability to switch between songs would actually be nice. Like in the middle of the mission. This way you can actually play other stuff, because that song gets old fast when you're doing long missions. And then of course you could do like, say, I don't know, like Joey Zero, and then like do Sandstorm or All Star, and just kind of troll not just your team but maybe your enemies as well. And then maybe they'll sing songs, legends of that horrible, horrible song. If you hear that song, you run and you don't stop running, because that means that death is near. Serious stupidity. Alright. And yeah, so fortunately now all you have to do, well, All you have to do is, if you don't want to hear any other Octavia, is go into your options and turn down Allied Manticore. You know, before everybody had to just turn the in-game music down, which is a shame because in-game music is actually really nice. Like the work that they put into it was actually pretty decent. Alright, so I guess on this last wave I'll try and do the combo. Now, the other thing I can do is actually put on narrow-minded, but I don't really want to put on narrow-minded because now I have to compensate with overextended. But it seems like that's what I'm going to end up doing anyway. Why did I do that up here? And then it doesn't last long enough. Well, I'm still leveling. It nicks with that freaking Ignis though. I don't know, man. Like her basic color pattern ended up making all of this look even more garish and eye bleedy.
Extraction is ready.
Understand?
Unless you can handle more of the enemy.
Because the stuff that I brought is meant to kill.
Continue to defend.
Good.
You will be rewarded for your bravery.
Sounds like they were already casting chaos. Because we got a good CC team here. I mean, we're probably also very squishy, but still. Go, Resonator, go. They'll bring them back over here to me. I suppose, yeah, it'll make them stop shooting, and then they'll be like, ooh, gotta chase it. Then they'll be stupid enough to run back to my line of sight so I can shoot them. Basically, pair that with any of your AoE weapons, and it's done. I want to get like another greater Visorin lens. I'll put that on my Simulor. Ow. What's it? Mallet. Big lipped alligator moment. Just suddenly everything just stops. Oberon's current passive is like one of the most disruptive things. You're like at the end of a defense and you're wondering why it's not moving on. That's because like four Hayakas or Drox are still up and running because they're allied to you. Yeah, that's dumb. If anything, what they should do is do something like man, I keep forgetting the name of that mod. It's the one that reduces status duration on yourself. That if they like had that built in as like Oberon's new passive, that would have been nice. But since I wanted to try and keep the nature tie, yeah, it's still going to do something with companions. It's still going to do something with like pets, Kubros and Convites and Chargers. So the idea of like a free revive is actually kind of cool. I appreciate that. But other than that, I really don't feel like his passive needs to have anything to do with that. If anything, possible like armor stripping or like a armor reduction or or maybe like health regen. Like honestly, no, somebody else had it right. If an enemy dies while it's procced with radiation, it has a chance of dropping a health orb. As stupid as that is, that could actually mean all the difference. And considering that his kit is going to be doing massive amounts of radiation procs, there you go. You're almost guaranteed health orbs no matter what. Between Smite, Hallowed Ground, and Reckoning, yeah, that's health orbs for days. I mean, shoot, they ends up having him match Necros in that regard. But I don't know what they're thinking, what they're trying to do at this point. There you go. Pick that up and carry it around and murder everything. It would be nice if you could actually have it not pick it up. I like something that's like more drum and bass, except for the fact that metronome is going to be based off of whatever notes end up in the third slot. So that can mess some stuff up. So then you got metronome with like no buffs. I'm probably gonna leave after this one because what the fuck is this? Because I know what her powers do and what they're capable of, but the thing is, I'm limited due to the fact that I'm not leveled. As you can see, Mallet gained a level. Look at how much wider it is now. So it'll be at its full length, or well, it's close to full length if I had like maxed out overextended. I could max it, but I don't want to because that would be compromising my build, my other Warframe builds. I don't know. I still feel like we should have additional corrupted mods. Maybe like flip flop them, and then there'll be like a couple of the conclave mods. So then you're trying to like put on the one that'll give you reload uh, at the cost of capacity, and put on the one that gives you capacity at the cost of reload. They cancel out, so you can't put them on. Do something like that, but with the corrupted mods. That should be pretty cool. Let's pick you up first. I really shouldn't be trying to like compromise it, but fuck it. But then that's the thing, my power is still lasting, so that's the good thing about leveling them up. And that's like the greatest thing that they did when they took out the ability mods and made them built into the Warframe, and had their growth not based on whether or not you put levels into the mod or not, but whether or not you put levels into the actual frame itself, since well they are their abilities. But at least I got a deterrent, so then run amp and mallet and it's done. Is nobody gonna try and pick up the Octavia, the one that sacrificed herself to go pick up the others? Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna leave after this because everybody's over there dying and it's not cool. Now, if I had my other build for the commas, then I'd actually be able to get health back and not worry about it. That's what I love about Healing Return. It's a beautiful mod, even though it takes like 16 points. But, I say it's worth it. It's the one time that you'd actually be using a D polarity on a weapon.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose to
I'd be willing to stay if it weren't for the fact that I know full well we're gonna get steamrolled. I'm sorry. You can call me a pussy for it if you want, but that's just playing it smart, knowing when to call it quits. Because we could all wipe, and then while everybody's laying there bleeding out, then they'll end up shooting the pod. Okay. Let's see, we're an hour in. Alright. See, so the main thing that I focused on was first and foremost putting health in, and then putting in range, and putting in some duration. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in, and we are going to do something else. So yeah, we're going to put a D polarity in. That could be interchangeable with survivability or narrow-minded, or maybe even quick thinking. That's going to crimp it, and then this will compensate. Like I said, we don't have enough here. So if anything, continuity,
Tenno, a new alert has begun. It will be marked
and
on
then we can put
navigation.
in stretch to make up. Yeah. So it basically costs us a little more duration. Granted, that plus 90% is actually pretty damn good. Huh. Now where is... See, I wasn't too worried about efficiency. Because, well, you shouldn't. Now, that probably got offset because of how it works. You take a mod out, it gets pushed all the way to the back of the list. There it is. I can also search for stuff and that'll make it easier. So 218 duration, 160 range. Because you're going to end up compromising if you put in narrow-minded anyway. And then of course we got Constitution as well. And then of course there would have been prime continuity, allowing for the optimized maximum duration that you could get. So for the fact that I think that there's actually a cap on the duration percentage. I'm not entirely sure. I might be wrong. And then of course, like I was saying, so now I've got all of this, except for the fact that like my min and max damage multiplier is um, it's low because, well, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of strength going into this. But I would like to do like an optimized build, so yeah, I'm probably gonna have maybe 1V polarity, maybe. But I know I'm gonna put a D in here. I don't know, because that's the thing. When I heard about her abilities and how they work, I had an idea for a build in mind, but that same, and then, well, somebody else went and did a video about their Octavia and how she was basically boring, because you could just set up like maximum duration and a good amount of range, and then just like basically refresh your buffs. So yeah, this kind of sucks a bit. But I would like to actually go in and up my power strength. So what I'm going to end up doing is running Constitution, primed continuity, stretch, possibly overextended, but then I'm going to like go around and try and like bolster that with maybe like, I don't know. But you don't want to put transient fortitude in there because it's going to get in the way. So instead, blind rage will end up being the optimal choice. So stuff like that. So we'll play for a little bit more. Probably try and get her to max, and then that'll be it. Alright, let's get in here. Adjust the message update while we're at it. Yeah, we've got some really, really good stuff coming up. That's good. Looking forward to some of it, like the Oberon rework. It's exactly, almost exactly what I want it to be. I would put like funny things here too, but I'm not really that funny. Let's adjust this a bit. Yeah, because the ascension ceremony is over. Alright. Crap. So I was actually going to switch up my stuff. So, if I'm going to use the dual combos, I'm going to... Oh! I was using it. I was using the bit... Crap. Well then. Okay. That's fine. Yeah. Let's go back out there and kick some butt. I mean, yeah, I could go to Arcade, but that's kind of just more the lazy level up. I mean, granted, this is also pretty simple too, but... Because honestly, I'm not going to get the most out of this frame until she's leveled. And she's got a few formers in her, so... Yeah. That's part of the fun. Uh-oh, transference stack. Hmm. Interesting how we keep getting that.
Our position has been compromised. Defend the cargo until reinforcements arrive.
So, no doubt that Sonora is going to end up being like one of the, it's going to be one of the meta weapons. You can call it power creeper if you want, but it isn't. So are we all hanging out, or are we just going to jump in? Let's see, we got Loki, a Loki Prime, a Valvan, and an Octavia. This will be fun. Doubling up on the plates. Nice. Look at that, crits. Just regardless. Crits. Okay, there's a whole bunch of bodies, and I can't tell what's legit and what isn't. So, okay, I'll just wait until we take the slow freight elevator back up. She's just got the soundtrack going in her head. Let's hit amp. Amp is just like dramatic with that duration. And then of course that's going to go up with like more yeah, so that percentage is going to go up with like more power strength. I believe. I mean, because you got like bonuses that you can get off of it, so there's that. So like I said, I'm also going to do like my typical build. So for the fact that Heal Return actually isn't as strong as Life Strike is. I admit that. 13 out of 30. Possible, but I ain't seeing it. I've still got plenty of energy, and since most of our stuff is duration based, I don't really have to worry about needing to cast a whole lot. Just have to keep an eye on my timer then. Okay, he's dead. Yeah, I'm dumb. Huh. Be up. Unless this is like with Equinox's ability, and so then like the more damage that you do, it ends up getting stronger. Which would be nice, but you know what, it's fine. So 2 of her abilities are buffs. I at least appreciate that. And of course, the other 2 are diversion abilities. I was about to say, what the heck is that? That's by Helios throwing itself. Yeah, and then let them be stupid enough to... Actually, yeah, do it. Resonator, go. Pick it up and drag them into this. See, that's what I was talking about. Team synergy. This way, then the enemy is stupid enough to end up going inside of the... they get within range to get pulled into the vortex. Or the magnetize, or whatever else. Molecular prime, bam. Because this basically pacifies enemies. That's almost like running Octavia. I mean, Titania. Shit. The names are too similar. Not the only one. Ah. You dirty bitch. She got the jump on me. Oh, he's under the stairs. Stupid cat.
Extraction is ready, unless you can handle more of the enemy.
Good,
Continue
good,
to
good.
defend. You will be rewarded for your bravery.
Oh Lord. $3,000 PC Bill Live Part 1 and Part 2. Dang. Okay, yeah, these videos are getting even longer. There's this one guy, Kerry Holzman. He's a computer tech. So, he does like some videos where he'll do like computer builds. So he'll actually build PCs for clients, and he'll also make a video out of it, and he'll upload it. This way, other people can check that out, see what other people's builds are like, and kind of educate them on how to actually build a PC, like a desktop computer. actually pretty cool. Managed to uh, I managed to see some really good videos out of that. I've learned quite a bit. I probably would have built my own desktop, but I'll do it some other time. Right now, I just want this thing just already ready to go. I don't feel like paying anybody to build one for me. Not that I need them to. Shoot, I know what I'm doing. So for that, then you also can't see my focus ring. Jesus, there's like still getting shot at. Huh. I put it down there, not open there, in the center of it. Now they're synced up. Well, just about like a millisecond. So for the fact that it doesn't need to be like one of those Windows Media Player style visualizations or anything. Then of course the obvious thing is go invisible with the Nocturne buff from Metronome, and then go ham. Still kind of hard to get the timing because it's not just a typical to the beat 1, 2, 3, 4. Like it's like based on the hits. Oh. I don't know. So like the default build that I'm working on is just strictly for buffs. The other build is going to end up being kind of more of my neutral build, the way I normally would build a caster. So with moderate strength and range and duration. So then I can actually replace my efficiency mod with duration, with like a little more duration, a little more strength. See, because you can see there's like black bits to it instead of like pink and blue and just ugh. So instead, I made like a more subdued set because honestly, I did not like her default colors anyway. But then, like, the fact that her actual colors, the colors on the frame, transfer over to her powers. Yeah, no, thank you. I don't want to do all that. That's gonna be like way too bright. It's gonna be too busy. It's the last thing that you want. Damn, slash procs are for real. Ugh. Yeah, it's been a minute since since I've even watched the stuff that he's done. 19 builds in 2 days. Goodness. Yeah, because on average it'll take him about maybe an hour or a little under an hour to actually build the PC. So I'm probably gonna sit down and work on like a probably gonna sit down and work on a song, but yeah. So there's things I can do with the frame. Her novelty is probably gonna wear out quick, but the frame itself is fairly solid. Uh, I mean, outside the fact that well, shit, procs are a bitch, but with proper like proper attention paid to your abilities. Like I said, Nocturne buff equals broken. Because then, if you can time it with the waves, you can go invisible and then go for it. So, if you want to be like simple, then you could easily pop in. Why is everybody being so? Don't do that. Don't you dare do that.
Keep fighting. Another opportunity to extract will appear soon.
But yeah, so with proper utilization of your buffs from Metronome, and her survivability goes up dramatically. She ends up also being a pretty decent stealth frame from what I've heard. Shit. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll put the mallet down here in the corner. That should work out. I can't imagine what augments will be like. I mean, I'm still kind of more a fan of Titania, honestly, but the fact that I do like music and composition and audio engineering, all that, otherwise I wouldn't have my technical certification and all that. Yeah, I mean, shit. The idea behind this frame is awesome. So, like I said before, this entire stream is dedicated to Octavia. Now, once I start getting some other things, and I'm pretty sure I'm infected now. Thanks, Loki. And then, of course, that just to drive home the point. Then, of course, the multi-shot buff, which is Opera. See, using like two colors instead of like say three, basically just using more subdued colors. Yeah, her abilities don't look as bad on the eyes. So I decided to go darker, and honestly, I didn't need to go darker. I mean, yeah, I can understand having like a field of view so you can see just how well your abilities are working. This right here, what Mallet does, is more than enough. And maybe like a little kind of pattern similar to how Equinox is, except maybe have it pulse instead, kind of like thump, similar to like a sound wave or something, but it's on the ground, but not too busy. Something subtle. This way you can see, oh, okay, this is what's going on. I placed that bad. I placed that bad. Shoot, it's almost like dealing with Valvan. So I'm hardly ever going to really use the resonator unless we need it, like emergency CC. It's kind of like with a few other Warframe abilities, uh, like stuff that I just won't normally use. On your feet, soldier. I would actually crank up the metronome again. See, so I have to be aware of that. Honestly, I would have had the metronome be a deployable too. Kind of similar to Mirage's Prism. It'll just hang in the air, and anybody that anybody within range of it ends up getting its benefit. Rather than just emanating directly off of Octavia herself. Time to distract them. That's the main reason why I keep throwing it out. Because it ends up being a pretty decent distraction, and then of course you got like a good drum beat. Ends up being pretty cool. So this is the default one from which is actually called Octavia's Anthem. You know, it's just with the Druck drums. Not bad. So yeah, if you're gonna start building a song from scratch, it's probably better to start with the foundation. Do the drums, then do the bass. One sec. Drums, then bass, then melody. We're probably gonna leave after this. I keep getting like these kind of flimsy, but actually decent CC teams. So if we had like one good damage frame in addition to those, beautiful. So hopefully the priest frame isn't so ambitious. Because Octavia was ambitious. They even made like the Manticore so that then you'd have like custom music and stuff that you could compose and use to power up and all that. Wasn't too bad, but neat. Oh right, I forgot. There's a little clip that I wanted to upload, so I'll probably be putting it up tonight. Little Warframe glitch, so you guys will be able to check that out. Not bad, not bad at all. Of course, I did like the most damage and got the most kills. I mean, shoot, the pistols and the melee that I'm rocking are pretty strong. If you're going to level stuff, bring at least one good weapon. You know, or if you're going to level weapons, bring at least a good frame. I'm sorry, all I smell is barbecue sauce right now. I'm distracted. Nobody gonna say anything. We're just kind of gonna sit here. Okay. So we're getting to the point where now we can actually start leveling. I mean, where now we can start putting in more mods. So what we're going to do is basically something similar. Okay. So first and foremost, we're going for the energy siphon. And then we'll kind of build around some things and play with it. Vitality is going to be the first thing in. I'm not going to worry about stuff like, I'm not going to worry about any of the other junk. Where's my blind rage? How much is that? 13? Constitution. We'll probably put in flow instead of primed flow. Save us a few points. Let's see. We're in the wrong direction. Honestly, what's her? That's actually not bad. We can work with that. Let's see. Prime continuity. We'll put stretch down here. That'll give us another 9 points, and then we can put on one more thing. If we can. I'm sorry, I still have music going through my head. And of course we can use one of the drifts as well. So if anything, we'll probably go for streamline and try and bring our efficiency back up a little bit. I'm trying to remember, who was it? Was it Tactical Potato or Headshot? Can't remember, but one of them had like some really interesting stuff going on with their build. And of course, we can actually take out that much, and then like I said, then kind of go back up. Except I really don't want to use stuff like fleeing expertise or transient fortitude and cut my duration down. I mean, I could if I just wanted a more proactive build, but I don't really want to. And then I immediately forgot the mod that I just took off, which was Constitution, which I just remembered again. Yay for short-term memory. Okay, so let's see. What else can we put in here? Not much. But overextend it if we want it. Cool. Like I said, then of course with things, so then we put in like a D polarity or V, probably both, so that then we can kind of crank this up a little bit more, still have some room, because we still don't have like the other 9 points, the other 9 levels, which will give us 18 more capacity. So this will be the beta build. It's not really that much, but it's a little something. So now you can see like my ability duration is hurting a little bit. It's not too bad, like by default. Let's see. So yeah, I mean it's a little undercut, but we'll be compromising. We'll be adjusting that. But then you can see the multiplier has gone up. In order to really get the most out of like those bonuses, it doesn't matter which frame it is. But right now we're talking about Octavia. In order to really benefit, 200% power strength is the way to go. Except for the fact that I'm not doing that with this frame, which is not hard to do. I just have to put on like transient fortitude, and I'll be there. I just don't need to have overextended cutting it down. But like I said, yeah, this. So wait a second, and then that pushed it back down. That pushed it up to 120. I'm trying to do math right now. So then that was the 40, and then that's the 40, and that's where the 20 came from, right? What I say, I only really need to be at 100. I really need to go 120. I mean, honestly, this isn't. I mean, shit, we can actually kind of deal without that. I mean, just shit. The flow would have been enough, in my opinion. Would have had a full bar, and then I could have just gone from there. Because, like I said, passive ability, bleakly replenish energy for Octavia and nearby allies when abilities are activated, allowing me to. So we're totally fine. So now viewing the stats with mods, and we're all in the green. Green is good. Blue is passive. Blue is neutral. And yeah, and then red is bad, obviously. We're going in the negative there. Alright, so I'm gonna pawn the other weapon. I'm gonna pawn my Legion. And that's how I'm gonna be gaining my sweet lord. Yeah, swap the mods around and you should be fine. If you put on the unranked versions, I'm going to be very pissed off. Honestly, we didn't need the whirlwind. What we needed was oh great, forgot what it's called. Uh it's a punch through mod. It's not quick return, that's the bounce one. I mean that's the uh, bounce reduction. Rebound is bounce increase. Um you'd think that I remember what it's called since I got like so many of them. Contact, power throw. That's it. I like the little bit punch throw. Hmm. Or we could swap that out for something else. What was it? Rebound. So then we could do that and like have the ability to bounce around. Okay. So we're gonna go back in and we're going to use a different build. And this is kind of gonna suck a little bit because we're going under, but it's almost the build that I want, which is going to be my neutral build for Octavia, where we're going to have power strength in here. We're not going to go negative in power strength because this is my buffing build. And then we're going to, you can see shades of what this will be. I mean, hell, I could actually just go in with transient fortitude and then like try and compensate, but I don't know. Because like I said, overextended is like one of the other painful mods I don't like using. I don't really like using corrupted mods in the first place because it compromises way too much. I don't even remember how I found this guy. But yeah, it's been some really sweet computer builds there. I'm not trying to directly plug anybody, but I don't know. It was just, yeah, the window was still open on my laptop. I was still looking because yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff for me to watch later.
The enemy is at our doorstep. You must defend our equipment until reinforcements arrive.
Two Octavias. Oh, somebody had the same idea as me. Nobody really want any other goodies in here. Alright. I'm just gonna shut the music down. And already dead. Amp. Because these things are supposed to have like big durations anyway. So then like augmenting that ends up making it even better. And then there was that. The Octavias are built so that their songs are going to sync. Look at that. I think I was doing like what, 40, like 28 to 40 damage, but with more power strain. Yeah. See, now this is with 120. You know, we can actually go a bit further. What was I supposed to? Oh, a fourth ability. And they immediately went for the shadows. And our songs are basically the exact same song. It's just I'm using a different drum, a drum sound, a different sound, so they overlap. And then that's the thing. It looks like your buffs are going to stack based off, I think, like metronome and amp. But that's the thing. The one that is the strongest buff is only going to be applied. So this is a more proactive build where I have to use my abilities more often instead of just setting and forgetting. So yeah, our songs are supposed to blend. That's not even counting like the little composition area and relays, and then I think what they said was like it's it's fair game in the dojo. Why they're over there dying, I don't know. Of course, I got my weapon. It's pretty much guaranteed to keep me at high health. Just re-up my abilities right quick. As I said, I'd have to be a bit more proactive. Also, allowing for my passive to go off more often. Because you don't want to go negative with her duration. That makes no sense. So instead of meeting her halfway, which wouldn't be bad. So that's what the I don't know. I might actually pull back and then have this like purple and green instead. And let's kill the music. Because otherwise it just wouldn't blend right. His Octavia is at level 0. Huh. So I don't know if he either just got his or just formed a. Forte, right. I can't remember what that buff does, but I know it's melee oriented. So it's kind of like with Titania, like wherever you hit, the type of enemy that you hit with tribute ends up determining the kind of buff that you'll gain. Buff or debuff, because like at least two of her abilities are actually debuffs. So like ranged enemies have reduced accuracy, melee enemies end up moving slower. It's beautiful how it works. So yeah, that's almost annoying too, because then the music stops and starts and stops and starts. But like I said, it's basically me trying to be a bit more proactive in this build. So I'd have to keep activating powers. I mean, not very, very frequently, but enough that my passive also goes off and my team can benefit. And also so that I don't have to just, bam, set abilities and forget. Set it and forget and then just go about whatever. I kind of like being a little bit more interactive and proactive when it comes to using my powers and my equipment.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose
We
to
could
leave now
stay.
or
I'm not
continue?
entirely sure of this team though. Because that one, you know what? Forget it. I'm leaving. Because there's that one Necros that
Very
won't stop going
impressive.
down.
You held
The
the
Octavia
objective
was practically
well.
sitting there AFK, dying. I don't know. Kind of also fits in with the whole my clan is half active. So there's that. So we're not doing as much as we could. It's just a shame, but I mean, we'll all get on and do a little something every now and again. But we're kind of just needing to take a break. There's not a whole lot going on here. Like, okay, this update brought a few quality of life changes to like UI, and we got a new Warframe, we got a couple new weapons. There's been some tweaks here and there with a few other things, but nothing really big. Nothing nothing that'll just like throw you out of the car at breakneck speed. You know, no real big shakeups like with Spectres of the Rail. That was the one that did that. Huh. I think if anything, we ought to go with like a brighter shade of green. Oh, we could go orange, but I'm not really feeling orange. See, so we go a little bit paler. But then again, these are kind of okay. Yeah, no, thank you. But the purple isn't bad, which also means that whatever was here, which is red, now has to be made purple. It doesn't have to, but still. This will be a little complimentary. Not bad. This gun is going to be sick nasty. Especially combined with mag. I mean, seriously, I really appreciate Magnetized getting the love they got. Because it was actually decent as bullet attractor, but I don't think many people knew about it because they considered it a weak skill. Except for the fact they did like 300% damage to whatever else. And that that isn't weak. That was before they made it so, oh, you can use 4 of them at once now. And then they have like their own little small gravity well that can pull enemies in. You know, that in of itself is kind of, I mean, granted, that's magnetic, so there's attraction, but at the same time, you know, that's kind of getting in on my like, uh, gravity frame idea or the time frame idea with Limbo being able to freeze everything in stasis. don't know. I mean, that doesn't mean that it can't happen. I mean, shoot, we have like the two ends of the spectrum when it comes to like toxins and infection and viruses and whatnot in sarin and nidus. And then you got like some duality in different ways of fire with ember and nausea. So now we have two different variants on, well, being able to control sound with Banshee and being able to use music with Octavia. And then, of course, if you wanted to get a little bit more into the natural or, or like a bit more magic, you know, like basically kind of like divine nature-based powers. Then you've got Octavia, and you got Titania and Oberon. God, that's going to get annoying as shit because like very few. I don't think there's any Warframes that really have names that sound too close to each other. This is probably like the first time that that's even been the case, and that's going to get annoying. I know which frame I'm talking about, and that's why I'm probably going to keep calling her Bard. I don't know. I'm not sure. Whatever. We're good. Honestly, I kind of want to mess with this right quick because what we do, we still have like her basic. Yeah. Okay, because I thought that I still had like whatchamacallit in here. I don't. Good. Okay. And for some reason, I keep going to Hydron, and this is like what 3 matches now, and we've had like only a few decent people. So that kind of sucks. Makes it hard to actually level my frame if we can't stay in. It's the same problem that I had when it came to farming for Axie relics, because you can get Axie relics here on the third and fourth reward, except for the fact that most people will leave on the first or second. I don't see the point in leaving on the first. I mean, yeah, it's a Neo relic, but snap, we can already hear the music. Blending them. What's going on? My HUD is gone. Oh hell, this glitch is still here? Great, now I really can't tell what my abilities are. What, did I come in on a host migration? Uh. That, of course, the enemies are still kind of missing. I wonder, are they in spawn? No, the enemies aren't even in spawn. Oh, Jesus. There's nothing here at all. And then, of course, if somebody leaves, then they'll host migration and we give it a like the Fonzarelli fix or a boot to the butt so that it'll fix itself, and then the enemies will spawn back like normal. So some asshole left and thus messed stuff up while I was loading in. Like I said, it's just all the more reason why I can't stand half of the community. while the other half of the community ends up being incredible, and we end up getting like some really awesome compositions. Play underscore Warframe. Oh, cute. Like I said, I still have no hub. HUD. I still have no HUD. Wanting to see it through, but at the same time, I got no HUD. And it's not because I disabled my options. I legitimately don't have my HUD active. So I can't see how much power I have or anything. See, look at that. He had to put like 2 or 3 of those down. That was stupid and didn't need to be a thing. Fortunately, that's getting changed. Thank you, DE. Because that, if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out, what was it, primetime number 161? Like the last 5 minutes of that stream. They go and cover the work in progress build. And yeah, Oberon's buffs are looking pretty decent. It's what I wanted. Apparently, I don't have any energy. Now, I could have tried building into a rage Octavia, but I'm not really seeing it. And another host migration. Okay, that's it. I'm avoiding this mission. That's the other reason why our abort rate ends up being, our canceled mission rate is the way that it is. Partially because of stupid host migrations glitching the game, or because of just stupid ass people being. And there we go. I've got a HUD again. It took 2 host migrations to fix that. I gotta jump on the forums and report this shit, because this is just stupid. Or at least comment on it again, because I'm pretty sure there's probably still a thread about it. Man, come on. Oh, now I'm the host. Of course. So I'll be leaving at 5. Shit, I can't even find, like, a decent enough team to stay on this one fucking map. It's kind of annoying. And then, of course, you go to Ackhead, and that's, like, basic as fuck. All you, I mean, like, it's open air. I mean, like, just very open. All you have to do is just be right there, and there you go. So I'll finish up this round. I'll probably come up with some more stuff on the Manticord, and I might make like short videos of it and let you guys see what I came up with. I'm not sure how these builds, these song builds, are going to fit in with stuff like Metronome, but it's worth a shot, because there have been people experimenting with it since the frame came out, and I really don't know. I mean, there's some saying that like there's a definitive way to min-max, and there are others saying that it really doesn't matter. Like, the stuff that you do isn't going to, the note placement isn't really going to matter that much on the actual bonuses. Instead, it's just more of a matter of when the bonus kicks off, as opposed to how much of a bonus that you're getting. And I'm pretty sure that's exactly how it was intended to be. I really wish that they would do like one change to Volt. Make it so that you don't drain your energy while you're using the shield as a riot shield. That would be so much better. I'm not gonna stay. I'm gonna leave because I'm already agitated because of all that bullshit. I didn't have a HUD when I loaded in. There were no enemies. Hell, I'm surprised I even got rewarded for that. So that's that. We're done. I'll probably, like I said, I'll probably mess around with the Manticore later. We're at 2 hours. I feel like that's enough time for this stream. Um, I'm probably just gonna chill out, get myself something nice to drink, and uh, just either mess around with the music or log off, jump on Skyforge, and come back to it. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, we got to take her out for a spin, see how she does. Even got to level up our Tenora a bit too. So I'm not disappointed. I'll be kind of coming up with this build to be finished next time we stream properly. Um, I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot of ideas for like going crazy with this. I mean, it's going to be simple. Like my most basic build, and then like maybe an alternative, and then that's it. I don't know, but yeah. Okay, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this stream. I hope to see you next time. You guys have a great day or night, wherever it is that you're watching this. I will see you next time.